Hey everybody, welcome, gather around. It's great to see so many people out today as we celebrate Earth Day here in Pacifica. We've got a lineup of people who are going to come up and we're going to have a brief celebration and recognition for all the great work we're doing today. We've had cleanups up and down the coast at multiple sites from 9 o'clock this morning, helping keep our coastline clean and helping the environment and really investing in our environment and our climate, which is the theme of Earth Day 2022. I've got a bunch of people I'd like to introduce. Just give me a second here. We've got Lynn Adams, the president of Pacific Beach Coalition, who's going to come talk in a moment. But before we get started, I'd really just like a big thank you. A thank you for coming out. Thank you to the thousands of volunteers. We've touched, I think, almost 20,000 people in the last few years, even during the pandemic. We've been able to continue our cleanups by using apps and modern technology like CleanSwell. And this year we've had a lot of people come back out. And it's really a year of reconnecting and maintaining our efforts in the environment. I want to thank our sponsors who are listed here in our poster, especially Recology of the Coast and Chris Porter, who really helps us with our operations, especially the city of Pacifica. There's a lot of you here today. We can't do this work without you picking up our, helping with all of our gear, helping pick up our trash, working with Recology on the Coast. We also have Tiger Big Sick is here from the city of Pacifica, a council member. Great support, thank you. Rishi Kumar is here, who's a candidate for Congressional District 16. Thanks for your support. We have Laura Lohan, candidate for Board of Supervisors, giving their support. Ray Miller, as well, candidate for Board of Supervisors. Thank you for your support. We have Adrienne Carr from the North Coast Water District. Thank you so much for being here. And Tamara, who's here from Congresswoman Anna Eshu's office. So thank you so much for your support. You're going to see a lot more people here in just a moment. But again, thank you so much, and thank you to our sponsors. And with that, I am going to hand it over to our awesome Lynn Adams, our president of Pacific Beach Coalition.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being here today. This is undoubtedly my favorite day of the year. It's my favorite day of the year because it repeats every 365 days of the year. So happy Earth Day to everyone. I've been very happy to watch the news today and this week. The worldwide initiative supported by the U.S., known as the 30 by 30, has passed through and is being enacted. It aims to conserve 30% of the world's land and water by 2030. Can you think of anything better to celebrate on Earth Day? Also in the news today, President Biden said he is looking at documenting all of the heritage trees, all of the ancestral trees, and working to protect them from fire, but also to work with fire to make everything more healthy. We need to take care of the earth. We need to take care of the planet. We're here to do that. Ashling, can you bring me up my little props? Where's Ashling? And we have a great opportunity today and every day to make a difference. So I want to thank all the volunteers that were here today. I want to thank all of the Pacific Beach Coalition that have been working at all of the different sites. I want to thank our junior team who've been working all year and for 2 years. I'll take both.
Thank you.
You can keep that. Because it takes leadership to make that happen. And these guys are out on the front lines. I'd also especially like to thank Julie and our naturalist team who are out there getting education to people, giving you a little bit more insight. Today we honor Mission Blue, and Amelia's going to tell us all about them. This is the butterfly. This is the size of the real butterfly. And it's a very special species that Amelia's going to tell us about, but it has many symbiotic relationships. And it has helped us protect these lands. So today we dedicate the work of all our volunteers. We dedicate the commitment that we have for the planet to the Mission Blue Butterfly, and we will do so, and we will learn and educate people about it all year long. Without further ado, I'd like to welcome the Mayor of Pacifica, invite Mary Bier to come up, and I commend the city for 3 big initiatives that are helping the earth. Thank you, Mary.
Hi, Lynn.
Yay, thank you, Lynn. Thank you to the Beach Coalition. One more round of applause for the Beach Coalition. We also have a couple of our Board of Supervisors here today. We have David Canepa and Don Horsley. Thank you for being here today. So the Pacific Beach Coalition has personally given me the opportunity to honor my family every year. We clean up every year on the block of the accident site where my nephew was killed. And so for 17 years, we have been doing that. And so the Pacific Beach Coalition has brought to me healing. And that is such a beautiful thing. And we're so lucky to have opportunities like that in our community to come together and to heal the earth, right? And so it's wonderful. I'm so happy to be here. I do want to give a shout out to Recology, because Recology has not missed a step even through the entire pandemic. They have picked up all cans, they picked up extra cans, and now we've added more cans to their duty by having commercial cans out in front of every retail establishment. And so thank you, Recology, for just keeping going and going and going. And we honestly keep adding things to their plate. And so that's a win, right? When we're able to pass environmental policies, it's a win. And sometimes I forget about the wins. So Lynn reminded me of them, and I'm really happy to talk about them today. And one of them was adding additional cans to our commercial establishments. We also have our new foodware ordinance, which I'm also very excited about. So on top of our single-use plastic ordinance, we now have a foodware ordinance, and we're not going to be able to have, oh my gosh, I just lost my sentence. Don't you hate it when that happens? I hate it when that happens. Anyway, we've added foodware to our single-use plastic ordinance, and what that means is we're going to have less plastic utensils and plates and cups out in our trash cans and out in our streets. And so it's really beautiful. Yeah, keeping it out of the ocean. Yeah, yay. We also have banned the use of electronic cigarettes and flavored tobacco. And I know for the work that I do in prevention, every year when we pick up trash, we pick up so many tobacco products, cigarette butts and the little cartridges, those tiny little metal cartridges. And so from now on, those are not going to be able to be sold in our city and in our pharmacies. Yay. And so that's what we get to do together, right? We get to advocate. We need our community to constantly come to us and advocate for what you think is right, because it's your voices that we stand for. So please don't stop talking to us. Bring us all of your ideas and all of your ordinances and all the things that you feel are important, because we are here and we are listening to you. The Pacific Beach Coalition is just in my heart forever. Thank you for all of the work that you do in our communities. And thank you for Earth Day. Yay! Come on, Lynn. I'm off my game here. I don't know what's going on. Amaelia. I would like to introduce Amaelia Bringas, one of our junior Mission Blue crew, formerly the Albatross team.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Amaelia Bringas, and I am a member of the Pacific Beach Coalition's youth group, the Mission Blue Crew. Last year, I proposed the Mission Blue Butterfly to be the PBC's Earth Hero, a stellar creature that we educate our community about for the year. and I am grateful to say that the Mission Blue butterfly was chosen for this year's Earth honoree. The Mission Blue is a beautiful but endangered local butterfly species with habitats around the bay, the Twin Peaks, Fort Baker, San Bruno Mountain, Malaga Ridge, and more. Although some pollinators may be able to live off of a wide variety of plants, the local lupin species is where the Mission Blue butterfly only lays its eggs and feeds off of it as caterpillars. One of the biggest threats to their existence are invasive species, those which compromise the habitats and food of native animals. And thus, the Mission Blue butterfly embodies a very important, yet not often recognized part of the PBC, our habitat sector. Our members work hard to remove invasive plants and often put nourishing native ones in its place, including the lupin the Mission Blue butterfly thrives off of. In addition, they work to educate others on the importance of native plants, as they are essential to providing diverse life and habitats to our creatures. However, the Mission Blue butterfly serves as a reminder of the negative impacts we as humans can have on creatures, as many of their habitats have been destroyed due to human encroachment through big-scale development, or even something as simple as someone trampling or removing native plants. The grasslands that the butterfly used to preside in have been built over for industrial and residential areas in Brisbane and San Mateo County. While volunteering at a local plant nursery, I learned that the Mission Blue butterfly contributed to saving the San Bruno Mountain from peril. 50 years ago, the San Bruno Mountain was destined to be chopped off and made into a fill for the airport into a new residential subdivision. Because the mountain was habitat to the native species, especially the Mission Blue, which was one of the first species to be declared federally endangered, its habitats needed to be protected. And this was used as leverage mainly by activists to save the mountain from destruction. We can all do a part in replenishing our environment by protecting and nurturing native species. Some actions we can take are volunteering at our local plant nurseries, the Pacific Beach Coalition, or by simply educating ourselves and others. But by being interested is the first step. The Mission Blue butterfly helped save our mountain, and now it's time for us to help save it. Thank you.
We're going to be okay. We got some good representatives growing up and becoming voices in the community. This is kind of a good time to just recognize that the Mission Blue is a butterfly that's about a ½ inch long, that lives 7 to 10 days, but takes a year to become a butterfly. So it's kind of a special species, and it's part of the food chain. And so I envision the Mission Blue habitat, but I envision native plants coming down into our yards and into our commercial spaces and bringing the species down in here and growing them and learning about them and transforming our stuff into pollinating plants, plant areas, so that whether it's saving the Mission Blue or it's saving the other species, we can do that because we need to do that. The stronger it is, the better and more resilient it's going to be to climate change. And we have taken so much space away from the Mission Blue and from our pollinators, it's time for us to give it back. And so I invite you to join the Pacifica Gardens, has a native plant nursery, so you can learn about propagating them. You can buy native plants from them and bring them back. At this time, I'd like to introduce a representative from Josh Becker's office, our senator, Alex Kobayashi. Alex.
Thank you, Lynn, for having us. It's been a great day to be out here working to protect the environment. So I just want to say thank you to all the volunteers on behalf of Senator Becker, but also to say that Next Saturday is also a great day to think about the environment and protect it, and so is July 4th and August 31st. Every day we need to be thinking about ways we can protect the environment, and I know you all know that. I know that's why you're out here today. I want to thank all the volunteers, especially all the kids who were out here earlier today picking up trash, for making that commitment to thinking about our effect on the planet, what it means to us, and what it means to future generations. So again, thank you to everyone. Thank you to the coalition. Congratulations on 25 years of doing this. We look forward to participating in all the future years too. Thank you so much.
I'm going to hold you to that.
All right.
I look forward to seeing him every year. It's my pleasure because one of the things we need to think about, we need to do, these native plants are having a struggle. We have islands of native plants growing on the Lindemore Trail. Our water tank was stolen. These plants are thirsty all year, all summer long, and we've not had it. We've had 7 years pretty much of drought. So I invite all of you when you're hiking to bring a water bottle to water. But I also invite you to conserve water, and here to speak on that is our longtime, as a matter of fact, North Coast County Water has been a sponsor along with Recology since 2007, I believe, 2006. 2006, the first year we had sponsorship. So I want to thank Jack Burgett for coming to talk to us, but also for supporting us year after year after year. So thank you, Jack.
Good morning or afternoon. I'm not quite sure what time it is at this point. First of all, I'd like to start with a thought for the day. Laughter is timeless. Imagination has no age, and dreams are forever. Secondly, I would like to thank the Pacifica Beach Coalition for all your hard work and dedication. Also, on behalf of the North Coast County Board of Directors and General Manager Adrian Carr, for the opportunity to speak to you today. As Lynn mentioned, we're in a severe drought. It's not anything new. California's an arid state. Conservation is part of the answer, but not the only answer. We need to research desalination, water from air. Israel's got a lot of stuff going. I've been researching that. And we're going to make that happen. And as always, Pacifica has responded and cut back on water without too much extra poking by the State Water Board or by North Coast County or anybody else. And I am so proud of the people that live here with me in Pacifica for stepping up and conserving and doing what's necessary. Two important parts: if you use good common sense, cut back on your indoor and outdoor potable water use, please. That will help all the way. We have many ways to help you help yourself. You can adopt water-saving habits and make it a way of life, not just a sometimes thing. It has to be a way of life, conserving water every minute of every day. North Coast County has water-saving devices for free: shower heads, hose nozzles, shower timers. Also, there is a great rebate program that you can find out by contacting North Coast County and becoming a part of it. It's all of us together. The rowboat will sink if we don't all pull it together. No pun intended about sinking in the water, but that's the way it is. There is a lawn be gone, smart irrigation control, and rain barrels. Diane and I have two of them at our house. And she waters the plants and complains to me every day she's got to carry a little bucket out from the barrels to water the plants. But at least we're using non-potable water that the Lord sent down for us. Small changes by a lot of people result in big savings, and that's how Pacificans are. We're all working this thing together. A few tips: put some food color in your toilet tank. If your bowl turns whatever color you decide, Irish green or butterfly blue or monarch red and green and all those other colors of the butterfly, that means you got a leak if it happens when you don't flush. We have 5-minute showers that we recommend. That uses 12.5 gallons of water. Stop taking a bath. And I don't mean that you'll stink, but the bath uses 70 gallons of water. So a quick shower will do it. Of course, I try to get Diane to do the Marine Corps shower. Step in, turn it on, turn it off, soap down, rinse off, and get out. But she's not buying into that. I don't know why. Tap water is some of the best in the nation that we get. Use recycled water bottles instead of buying all these little guys and then throwing them away, which screws up they get in the ocean, the beach, and everywhere else. Use a recycled water bottle out of your tap. It's great water here in Pacifica. And don't use single-use water bottles. In conclusion, May is Water Month. Be aware of water. Use the year-round, not just in May. North Coast County has an annual poster contest for little kids from K to 5. We have every year. We're quite proud of it. A lot of people take part in it. Please visit our website for details on all programs, www.nccd.com. All right? And on that, I will be quiet and let you guys get about your business. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it. Thanks, Lynn.
Thank you, Jack.
You bet.
Thank you, Jack. Our next speaker has been supporting the Pacific Beach Coalition for 13 years. He's been a friend. He's helped us get funding and sponsorship from the county of San Mateo. And he is currently serving as the Board of Supervisors president. I'd like to welcome a friend, Don Horsley.
Well, I don't think I've been here for 13 years because I think I've only been in office for like 12.
You came the year before.
Oh, I came the year before. I guess I was running for office at the time. In any case, Lynn told me that I have been here so often that I have earned a sweatshirt.
Yes.
So I'm looking for my sweatshirt. So if anybody has my number, she left it at home. But in any case, I just want to. Well, hopefully I'll come out even after I'm no longer in office. As you may know, I am termed out. I see somebody applauding already because I'm termed out. No, they're not really. Not really, Tiger Jazz, huh? I just wanted to say that this is a little smaller than it used to be, but it used to be a really bigger, much bigger event. We should take much more of a park, I guess, over there. And this is smaller, which is fine, but it's because we've had COVID for the last couple of years, and I think that kind of really stopped us from being much more active. But one of the things that has never stopped, nothing has ever stopped Lynn Adams. And she has done such a remarkable job in Pacifica with the Pacifica Beach Coalition, which has now changed. It's much more, has a broader reach and scope than it had before. But I just want to thank her and also thank the citizens of Pacifica. You're the largest city in my district. And, I love all the cities. Every single one of them is unique in its own way. But one of the things that is so unique about Pacifica, especially when you drive in this area and you look at that ocean and all the people who are enjoying and the people who are walking on the trails, this has got to be the healthiest city in maybe in San Mateo County. The people are just always out, about, walking around, enjoying the ocean breeze. So with that, I've been proud to be representative of this community, and it's been an honor of a lifetime, and I thank all of you, even if you didn't vote for me. So, in any case, thanks very much.
I'll get you that sweatshirt. By the way, the sweatshirts have to be won. They have to be earned. We do not give out sweatshirts. People have to be active and participate and be Earth heroes to get a sweatshirt. I also want to say, it may not be easy to stop me, but it's not easy to stop the Earth heroes in our community and the Earth heroes that come out day after day. And through COVID, Street to Beach grew. It was a new program, and we have volunteers that are picking up the streets even today that aren't part of the beach cleanup, and they're cleaning our streets, and they extend down to Orange County and San Diego. They extend up to Washington State. So I want to thank the Earth Heroes, who are unstoppable as well and turned out to get all those masks and gloves. Our next speaker, I'm really proud to say, is also a friend of mine. He hails from Daly City, and he's been he was the president last year. I'd like to introduce David Canepa, our Board of Supervisors.
Thank you so much. I'm delighted to be here. Let me recognize Antony. Thank you, Antony, for your leadership. Lynn, Jim. What Lynn has done for many, many years here has just been amazing. It started in Pacifica, but it's really grown into Santa Cruz County now. Now we're up into Daly City. Foster City. I mean, just a small idea has really just blossomed. But I want to leave you with this. Let's get our butts off the beach. Let me say that again. Let's get our butts off the beach. And if you go over here, and Jim was excellent in showing me this, all these cigarette butts, it's just terrible. And in Pacifica, I think by ordinance, you can't smoke on the beaches. But the toxins, I mean, just everything that's involved, is how bad cigarettes are in terms of just, everyone thinks they're paper, and Jim educated me. They're plastic, and they get so small, and once they get into our sort of ecosystem, lots of bad things happen. We want to salute you, we want to celebrate you, and I want to wish everyone Happy Earth Month. And I do want to recognize someone from the Saratoga City Council, and that's Rishi Kumar. Thank you for joining this event. Thank you so much.
So COVID hit, and the youth were not able to really go to school. And a team of them came to me and said, hey, Lynn, could we be part of the Pacific Beach Coalition? One of the people is going to speak to us right now. Her name is Aisling Parast. Aisling. Go get him, sweetie.
Hello, everybody, and happy Earth Day. Happy belated Earth Day, I should say. My name is Aisling, and I'm a senior at Oceana High School, soon to be a college student. And I've been working with the Pacific Beach Coalition for a couple of years now, specifically with the junior team known as the Mission Blue Crew. And this group is currently comprised of mainly high school students, and many of us are also junior site captains at a variety of different beaches. And this title essentially means that we help lead one of the monthly cleanups that some of you may have even attended today. But I just want to talk about the junior team for a little bit and how kind of just the general Pacific Beach Coalition just means, it really just means so much to me, because as a kid, I grew up being one of those people who always just kind of took a keen liking to the environment and was always really interested in plants and animals. And the Pacific Beach Coalition and the junior team in particular has allowed me to be able to give back to the earth that I love so much. I really believe that the future of the earth is in all of our hands, and I think that it's really necessary that we all are making sure that we are helping out in this mission of protecting the earth, and the Pacific Beach Coalition has allowed me to be able to do just this. I've been able to participate in things such as educational webinars, as well as habitat restoration and cleanups, both on the streets and on beaches, and all of this activism has allowed me to feel like I'm truly making a difference. For example, I actually got the opportunity to lead a group of Girl Scouts in a beach cleanup, and that is just something that I'll never forget. It was such an amazing opportunity. Now, the junior team in particular gave me and other youth a voice in what we believe is important and needs to be addressed. I think that what the youth have to say in issues often gets heavily overlooked in many conversations, and the junior team allows youth like me to not only have a voice, but to be a very active member in almost leading a lot of important conversations. Because I think that youth are really the future and are the people who will soon need to take over leading many conversations, specifically regarding climate change and the environment. Additionally, as all of us get the opportunity to live so close to the beach, which is obviously amazing, it also means that we have to see the damage that humans do to our earth firsthand. I hope that we can all acknowledge that this is a very pressing issue facing society today, and that both individual and nationwide action must be taken. And I truly believe that that starts with all of us here today, kind of just getting to speak with one another and have conversations about issues that we care about and are passionate about. And this in particular had just been a really amazing opportunity for me. Now, I just kind of want to end with finishing that if anybody is listening to what I'm saying and kind of thinking this is something that they would be interested in, I really encourage you to become a part of the Pacific Beach Coalition or even the Mission Blue crew, because we have a lot of fun and I've actually made some of my best friends through this group. I just think it's very valuable to be able to create friendships with people from all different ages and all walks of life. And I also want to add for any high schoolers that it looks really good on college applications, so that's a plus. But even if joining the Pacific Beach Coalition doesn't really seem like your kind of thing at the moment, there's little things that we can all do to help. For example, even going out every couple of months and picking up trash off the streets makes a difference in the long run. I think that if we all do our part, little by little, our Earth will be in a much better place than it currently is. We should all be kind to our Earth today and every day, as it's the only one we have. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day.
You know, the youth do have a voice, and it's been really wonderful to have them as part of our meetings, our Beach Coalition meetings. And as you know, and as you heard with Aisling suggesting Mission Blue, we listen to them. And they have really good ideas, and the Pacific Beach Coalition is not about like hierarchy, it's about we take every idea and we analyze and think about every idea and how can it help, and if it does help, we go with it. So I want to thank Aisling and all the Mission Blue crew and all the junior site captains who have assisted the site captains and learned to stand up and find their voice and to speak here on the podium and at our virtual events. These Mission Blue crew are terrific. So I do hope that if you have a child or if you're here, that you consider joining and being a junior site captain and getting experience being a leader, because we're going to need a lot of leaders. And so it's a good opportunity to get to experience. The theme of Earth Day nationally is invest in our planet. And I can't think of another opportunity or organization that is investing in our planet in a bigger way than Peninsula Clean Energy. They too have been a sponsor for about 5 years, I believe, and I really appreciate that. And I would like to at this time introduce Alex Melendrez of the Peninsula Clean Energy.
Thank you so much. Happy to be here. My name is Alex Melendrez. I am a member of Peninsula Clean Energy's Citizens Advisory Committee. What is that? We are an all-volunteer body that helps guide decisions for the mission of Peninsula Clean Energy. Peninsula Clean Energy is our local community-controlled electricity provider. It started by all the cities and counties coming together to help play their part to fight climate change. Why am I volunteering? Why am I spending my free time here as part of Peninsula Clean Energy, representing Peninsula Clean Energy? It's because I have a vision for a clean Earth, away from fossil fuels, away from the many causes of climate change and impacts to wildlife. Local clean energy is a huge factor in that, and Peninsula Clean Energy helps contribute to that mission. Climate change is a huge threat to species like the Mission Blue butterfly because it changes their habitat. Climate change makes California hotter and drier. Droughts make it harder for the plants butterflies need to survive and keep growing. Excuse me while I'm reading these notes. Same for marine life. Climate change makes oceans warmer, more acidic, and makes it harder for marine life and animals to survive. That's really what climate change is. It's survival. We can help animals and ourselves by not burning any more fossil fuels that cause climate change. The good news is Peninsula Clean Energy is already providing all of San Mateo County 100% clean energy. Woo! It comes from clean energy sources like the sun, wind, water instead of burning fossil fuels. And you don't need to do anything to get it. You probably already have it. It saves a little money on your PG&E bill. Now that we have all clean energy, we need to use it for all of our energy needs. That means transitioning to all-electric transportation and buildings. Peninsula Clean Energy has a lot of programs, a lot of rebates, water heaters, electric bikes, electric cars to help people transition to that. We need to stop driving gas cars. We need to be able to walk more, take transit, and get into an electric car. You can also improve your indoor air quality by switching to all-electric appliances that don't burn methane gas in your home. I don't want that in my home. If you're a renter, when your landlord is putting in new appliances, ask for electric ones. You can learn more about all these all-electric home rebates and programs by going to PeninsulaCleanEnergy.com, or excuse me, PenCleanEnergy.com. And if you're interested, we are doing an all-electric home touring right here in Pacifica on April 30th. The Bolis family, I hope I'm saying that right, is offering tours of their new electric home that uses no gas appliances, and you can find the details on our website. Peninsula Clean Energy offers thousands of dollars of rebates and incentives to help people go all electric. For instance, income qualifying residents can get up to $6,000 in rebates in an electric car, on top of many other incentives that we know California provides. And did you know that water heaters actually use the most methane gas out of any appliance in the average home? This is not something I knew before I joined the Citizens Advisory Committee. Residents can get at least $3,000 off an electric heat water pump by stacking incentives. That's a lot of detail about our rebates. It's all to get you to help transition to all electric. And I invite you to find out more ways about how we provide to the community and how you can help be a part of that, as I said earlier, by going to PenCleanEnergy.com. Thank you for coming out to Earth Day.
Wow, it's a lot to think about. There's so many options, and all we have to do is start doing whatever we can do. At this time, for 25 years, we've had a consistent team cleaning Lindemar Beach. Consistent team every third Saturday. Today is the fourth Saturday. Half of our partnership is down in Southern California, but at this time, I'd like to bring up a 25-year member of the Pacific Beach Coalition. Apparently, the new age says he's an OG, which means original. Jim Fithian. Maybe that means old guy.
All right, thank you, Lynn. Thanks, everybody. My name's Jim Fithian. I know there was supposed to be someone before me. Want to go before me? I'm going to introduce Alejandra Warren from Plastic Free Pacifica, who's just awesome and awesome shit. This is how far out we reach. So I'm here to introduce Alejandra Warren. See you.
Sorry, Alejandra. I can't read.
Hi, everybody. My name is Alejandra Warren. I am the co-founder and executive director of Plastic Free Future. We are a brand new nonprofit. We started doing work last year, and we've done so much. Thank you all for being here. If you're here already, you know a lot about the plastic crisis already, I'm sure. But something that is a little bit harder to understand is the connection between the plastic crisis, the climate crisis, and environmental racism. So what I want to talk about today is the connection between those things. The plastic crisis is the climate crisis. Plastics are made of fossil fuels. From extraction to disposal, every single step of the cycle of plastics emits greenhouse gases. So that's something that we really need to think about when we're talking about plastics. They are exacerbating the climate crisis. And not only that, but they're also disproportionately affecting Black and brown communities. Cancer Alley is mostly black neighborhoods and communities. They are the ones at the beginning of plastic production. Southeast Asian and Latin American communities, they are having to handle the plastics coming from California. So every single piece of plastic that we're using has a consequence from beginning to end. So how are we going to get rid of this problem? I want to thank our city council so much. We, together with our Reusable San Mateo County Coalition, Pacific Beach Coalition, and other amazing environmental organizations from Pacifica, we passed policy to Mayor Mary Bier and the rest of the city council, and they voted unanimously to pass this policy. So please, please help me thank our city council for advancing this amazing ordinance. Not only is going to help us reduce a bunch of plastic, but most importantly, is going to help us reduce single use. That's the problem that we have. We can't switch from plastic to compostable, from plastic to fiber. That is not the solution, because when we're thinking about single use, that is the actual problem. So what City Council did was add an amendment to the policy that is going to make every single restaurant in Pacifica to serve our food in reusable materials. That means that when you go to a restaurant, you're going to get a real plate, real fork, real spoon, not compostable, not biodegradables, but reusables. Imagine, it's something that we can use thousands, if not millions of times. And that is where the real impact is. So please educate yourselves about the climate crisis, but also, really important, the connection that this crisis has with environmental justice, with racism, with waste colonialism, with environmental colonialism. Our actions are impacting other communities, not only around the world, but also black and brown communities in the United States. So I invite you to stop by our tables. We have a table at the Farmers Market in Pacifica, Wednesday afternoon, Half Moon Bay, Saturday morning. We were just there right now. Please talk to our science advisor, Matt Warren. He's just right here, co-founder of Plastic Free Future. He's a scientist. He's an expert in these issues: climate change, environmental justice, plastic crisis. And there's a lot of hope. I know it sounds terrible, but there's hope. Every single day we talk to little kids that know everything about this. We were just having a conversation with a mom, and this 5-year-old pulls her skirt, and she's like, "Mom, you didn't know this? I knew all of this already." And I just felt like, oh my gosh, we're in great hands. But in the meantime, while those 5-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 15-year-olds get to make bigger changes, we need to support them. And we really need to educate ourselves about eco-anxiety, because that is something that is affecting younger generations. It affected me. I had to learn how to cope with the anxiety of our world being destroyed. So please, parents and teachers, educate yourselves around the eco-anxiety issues so you can support your children, so you can help them cope with these issues and make this suffering and depression into some action. Join the Pacific Beach Coalition, join Plastic Free Future, volunteer. There's a lot of hope, and thank you so much for being here today.
Well, maybe I thought you should close it out, Alejandra. You guys, no one has worked harder on getting the ordinances through. And no one has worked harder in the county to advance their initiatives as well as Alejandra Warren and her husband, Matt. So thank you, Alejandra and Matt. I want to give you a big hearty thank you. And now it's time for our OG, our old guy, amazing guy. He's our vice president. He's our chairman of our board, Jim Fithian.
Thanks, Lynn. Thanks, Lynn. I was up here a minute ago. Remember me? I'm Jim Fithian. So I want to say, Alejandra, it's perfect to go right after Alejandra, because this is 25 years ago in 1997. We were just walking the beach, and we saw some trash. We decided, we could complain about the trash, or you could pick it up. We picked it up. Met Penny Keating, who was just at the beginning of starting this thing called the Pacific Beach Coalition. There were about 4 of us. And it's been 25 years right here on this beach. In fact, I still left the setup. I'm running back and forth because people are still coming in with trash. But I want to say thank you, Alejandra. Where did she go? Because this has become not just a little organization that we started in Pacifica. It's a movement. And you can tell when Alejandra talks about the communities that it affects. It's a big deal. So I want to say in 25 years, there's so many people to thank for this. Thank you to all of our city council people that came here, our mayor, the county people, Alex from the senator's office who helped us. He was right there in the middle of this mess today, helping all the people organize. It's really tough, but it's fun. And a lot of people out there had fun. So I do want to say this has now gone a generation. It's 25 years, just gone a generation. We have our Blue Crew, which is our second generation, which is just amazing to us that happened. That they came and they started this whole new energy that's going to keep it going for how many more years? Who knows? So I want to thank everyone who's made this possible for the last 25 years. We're going to keep going with this. There's so many people to thank. But I do want to say, I think the biggest part of this, it's been a generation. It's not just picking up trash. It's really about education. That's what Lynn is always telling us. It's really about educating people. And you know what? It's working. Because I was talking to a person this morning saying there's really not that much out there because people are continuing to do this. People are not littering like they used to, and people are picking up way more than they used to. So a generation, I've said this before a million times, a Lindenmar cleanup, we would have about 30 bags of trash when we started this 25 years ago, 30 bags of trash. Today we had one big one. We had about a couple 100 pounds of trash, all small things from all around. I also want to thank so that tells you how much we've changed. I also want to thank, I was in charge of kind of gathering all the different civic groups. There's about 200 civic groups that we deal with. Today we had probably 75 of those groups out here at maybe 25 sites today, 35 sites today. But I want you to know this is Earth Month. There's another group, maybe 25 more groups that are out there who've been cleaning up their sites today. This month. It didn't make it today. They made it this month. So congratulations to them. So I want to leave you with, as people have said, we have a new generation. We have a new feeling for this feeling that we have. Thank you, Alejandra, for starting, and Matt, for starting this amazing organization, Plastic Free Pacifica. It makes a big difference. We're not seeing the things that we used to see out here. Plastic bags sadly came back because of the loophole of putting recycled on it, and now they're not one use. That's just not true anymore. People still throw them away. So we have to educate ourselves, buy less plastic, put stuff where it's supposed to go. Try as hard as you can to recycle and compost. It's not that hard. You have 3 cans, okay? And lastly, I'm gonna leave you this. We started with 4, and a little while later, we had a couple of different presidents. A little while later, a certain person came and just the organization exploded. So I give a whole ton of credit to Lynn Adams, who never stops. Here's the 25 years more of Lynn being president, right, Lynn?
Oh, hallelujah. I need this. Okay. I would also like to thank PCT, Pacific Coast TV, for broadcasting this live, and to Vicki Moore for putting it on Facebook Live. So it's nice that we are here today, but it's even nicer that we can bring our message to other people that aren't here today. I invite you to share whatever you learn. I invite you to use your voice and to get out and step out and be an example, but also go to those businesses and say thank you for what they are doing, or to encourage them to do more if they're not doing it. We did have the environmental sustainability director for all of Starbucks here today. His name was Michael, and we will be having more conversations with him. What did he say? 8 or 9 billion cups a year are used by Starbucks, and their mission is to get it down to 0. So we had a Starbucks group out picking up. We talked about what did they find, and we encouraged them to thank everyone who brings in their own cup. They gave out cups that people can reuse. We have got to change, and we need big business to be leaders in this. They need to pool their money to change it, and we've got to break the hold of the oil industry, the plastic industry, and the tobacco industry. And that, my friends, is not easy. But these kind of things are what's going to make all the difference. So I'd like to thank PCT, Vicki Moore, and we're going to close the way we close all our beach cleanups, with the Earth Hero Pledge. So I actually would like to just remind everybody that we also are about education. We put together a huge education module for teachers and for families to learn about Mission Blue, and for you if you're interested. And we were at Oceana High School yesterday bringing this message about Mission Blues to 110 sophomores. It was an honor and a privilege, and some of the sophomores were here today because of that. So this is a repeat after me. We raise our hand and we speak to the whales. I heard the whales are out. They're always out for Earth Day. I pledge to do my part. I'm going to start that over because I really can't hear you. I pledge to do my part to keep our beaches and oceans free from trash. I will pick up litter, throw garbage away properly, compost, and use less plastic. I pledge to learn more about the Mission Blue butterfly and pollinators, and to advocate against pesticides and for native habitat. I pledge to show respect for nature and all living things, and to use my voice for the earth and ocean. You are all Earth heroes. Thank you for being a part of this today. Thank you to our photographer too, Dave Rauenbuehler.